Okay, so we've got our background with our center marked, so we're going to pick this motif up and it's going to hopefully stick together. And it's going to take just a little bit to get it laid out here, the way it's supposed to go. And now let's look at, again, we'll look at our pattern, and this flower is, it is just about on center. So we'll scoot that over a little bit. Okay, so we've got that going. And you just flatten it out. Work your way around. Okay, last section here. All right, and then you take a look at it, make sure that that looks, it looks like we've got about plenty of, about the same amount of distance all the way around from your edges. So I've got, it does look like it's centered. And then we're ready to go ahead and glue it down. And I'm going to just work a quadrant at a time. And I'm going to flip this over and we'll dot it with glue. And I do just use a single line down through the stems on these fatter leaves, maybe 2 dots in the middle. And there that goes. Okay, so we've got that section glued down, and then we're going to continue and with each quadrant until it's all glued down. Okay, so we've got everything glued down. The glue's dry, so it's not lifting up. And we want to decide what to sew first. And your star here is on top, and so we're going to just trace it out. This green vine is under the star, so it has to be sewn down before you can sew the star down. And as you come out, but this vine has to be sewn down before you can sew this vine down. And then this leaf has to be sewn down before you can sew this vine down. So, and that's the same way out here. So you need to start with your leaves, sew those down, and you can't finish off this vine until you get your red sewn down. And so you're going to do your flowers out here and your leaves, and then you can do your vines, and then you'll do this back. You can do this flower portion in the back, and then the top flower portion. And the very last thing that's going to get sewn down are your flower centers and your star. So I'm going to the thread that you use, you always match your thread color to the motif. You're not matching your background, like when you're piecing. You're gonna use green thread on the green with the green leaves, and you're gonna use this red thread to sew down your red flowers. And you're gonna start with about 18 inches of thread, and I'm going to show you a knot. And for right-handed people, you're going to have the tail end of your thread in your left hand, your needle in your right hand. Left-handed people just reverse it. But so you're going to start with the tail in your left hand, the needle in your right hand, and you put the needle on top of the thread and make an X. And then you're going to pinch that, hold that X. Being difficult, sorry. Okay, you're going to hold that X, pinch it, and then take the thread and wrap it around about 3 to 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then grab all those with your thumb. It's like making a French knot. And pull your needle through. And you've got a nice knot there at the end. Okay, then to get started, I'm going to come out here and we're going to sew all the way around here until we're just under this red motif. So I have to clip where I'm going to stop. I'm going to clip right to here. That's where I'm going to stop. That's why you need nice sharp scissors. There we go. And then this inside curve is going to take, if you do 1 clip, it's going to be a sharp point. So if you do 2, like a piece of pie, one, 2, then you should be able to sew right around without stopping. Okay, you're going to want to come in just inside the pencil line. So you don't go through the background right now, you just come up under your motif, just on the inside of the pencil line. Then we're going to turn under that pencil so you don't see it, no pencil line. And then when you stitch, you're going to bring the thread out this way. So there's the thread, and you don't want to get in front of that thread because then your stitches will show. You want to be even or maybe just behind. So you just go down through the background and come up and catch the fold of the motif. Down and up and catch the fold. We're going to turn some more under. You can use the side of your needle to position it where you want it to go. Okay. When you're going around an outside corner, you don't want to get turn too much fabric, get too far ahead of yourself. Usually when you're going around a corner, I say you turn under about a stitch length. And then you turn under some more, about another stitch length, so that your outside corners are nice and round and don't have little points on them. Now also sometimes if you're feeling like a little pleat down underneath there, then that means that you've got too much seam allowance and you need to trim off some of that seam allowance, and that'll reduce the bulk. But this looks good. I don't feel any little pleats under there, so I'm going to keep going. Okay, we're coming to this little dip. I'm going to get one more stitch in here. Okay, and then to make this little inside curve, I'm going to start it over here, and then I'm going to just use the outside edge of my needle and just turn that down under. So run your needle right along that edge and it turns it right under. You can check to see if you've got too much. Adjust it and keep sewing. You're on your way again. You're going to sew till we're down underneath this other piece of red. So there's one more little hump in there. Turn that. Take one more stitch. Oh yep, there's my, that's where I cut to stop. Okay, and then to finish it off, you go down to the background, turn it over, and it is sort of hard to see on here, but you're going to go in underneath that last stitch and pull it through, and then there's the loop in your thread. You're going to bring your needle up through that loop and pull it and knot it off. You're going to do that about 3 times. Go under this last stitch and through the loop. Under the last stitch and through the loop, and then just, and that makes a little knot. And you clip it off, and you're done with that little portion. So then we're going to come around and we're going to stitch over here, finish stitching this side, and then finish stitching this. And we're going to keep going. I have some hints to show you to do on the stars. So I've got a lot of stitching left to do, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about the cleavages and points on stars.